Have you ever felt frustrated when you spend hours looking at data, tracking KPIs, and preparing reports, only to realize that people on the front line don't seem to read them or understand them? It's easy to think they don't care about data. But in reality, frontline teams are busy running the business with their hands and energy. They're not hired to interpret numbers and design strategies. So it's not that they can't understand the data, it's that we need to deliver data in a way that naturally drives their actions. That's how an organization as a whole can truly become data driven. And this is exactly where I found inspiration from Dale Carnegie's classic How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's an old book, but its principle of moving people can be reimagined for the digital era, where people look at dashboards and KPIs, not just conversations. Today, let's talk about the first principle. Criticism doesn't work. Carnegie said, criticism doesn't change people, it only makes them defensive. When we criticize, people don't admit mistakes. They justify themselves and resist change. Instead of blaming, we need to show understanding and point toward positive improvement. That's what makes people move forward. So, how does this apply to dashboards and KPIs? Instead of showing big red numbers that scream, you failed, we can design visuals that highlight progress potential and the next small step. For example, here is an example from Uber kind of business. They are under almost 6% to their plan in weekly basis, but only showing this number won't move people. So added 3 different measures to move people. First, showing how many additional rides to achieve plan. Second, showing how many additional rides per day to achieve plan. Third, how many cancels drivers make per day. With these 3 measures, you can actually make them too visual for easier understanding. But at the moment, what comes to your mind? For most people, looking at these, you would think try to avoid canceling as much as possible. When you have 15 drivers working at the company, you can also divide daily additional rides by 15 so they can see how many more rides each drivers need to take. And it's going to be under 2 per day, which can help each drivers to think, oh, it's easy, 2 more rides. In order to avoid these mistakes of criticizing, design a dashboard that asks questions. Show comparisons that spark curiosity. This month versus last month, or our store versus other stores. These are usually already shown in your dashboards, so make sure which comparisons would make people more motivated and wonder why. If people are more competitive, they want to see data of other stores. If they need to know why they are struggling certain categories, they need to see comparison of results with one category to the other to wonder why. You can add interactive elements like filters or drill downs. This allows users to explore by themselves. Sales are down. Oh, it's this product category that's underperforming. Let's take a simple example. Imagine 2 stores, store A and store B. If we only show store A as 15% versus target in red, it looks like failure. But if we compare store A with store B and show that store A actually improved by 5% over last month, the conversation changes. The dashboard is no longer saying you failed. It's asking, why is store B struggling more? Or what helped store A improve? That question creates learning, not blame. Visualizing opportunities for improvement. We can also make opportunities visible. Add forecasts and scenarios. At the current pace, you will reach 90% of target. But with just 1 extra deal per week, you can exceed 100%. Highlight turning points in trends. Don't just mark the decline in red, emphasize where improvement has already begun. In order to find out this improvement momentum, moving average is one of the good examples to compare with current sales to see. I will touch on these KPIs in my later videos. This way, the dashboard shows not only where we are, but also where we could go. And finally, the most important part, connect data directly to action. Imagine a sales rep looking at a dashboard that says, you are 3 contracts away from target. Client A's repeat purchase could close the gap. This doesn't feel like criticism. It feels like a coach giving a clear next step. The rep is not discouraged, they are motivated. The dashboard itself becomes a coach, not criticizing, but asking questions and pointing to the next move. So remember Carnegie's lesson. Criticism makes people stop, but positive direction makes people move. When you design dashboards that highlight opportunities, ask questions, and connect to concrete actions, you don't just report numbers, you move people. In the next episodes, we'll continue exploring how Carnegie's principles can inspire dashboards that move people. If you want to learn how to bring these ideas into your own organization, check the link in the description for sample dashboards and consultation options. only to realize that people on the front line don't seem to read them or understand them?